HHS. I'm Briley.
And I'm Kaylin, and here's the news for the day.
If you want to join FBLA, please stop by Miss Rosen's room. Dues are $15.
Flu shots will be given at HHS on Thursday, October 19th. Forms are available to pick up from the nurse's office. All forms must be returned no later than this Wednesday, September 3rd.
The spirit days for this week are Tuesday, Celebrity Day. Wednesday, Pajama Day. Night Eagles. Thursday, Neon, Brighter Than the Eagles. Friday, Construction, Hammer Day.
We are back with more awareness about marijuana. The teen brain is actively developing and continues to develop until around age 25.
Marijuana use during adolescence may harm the developing brain. Negative effects of teen marijuana use include difficult thinking and problem solving, problems with memory and learning, reduced coordination, difficulty maintaining attention, problems with school and social life. Stay off the ZA. Stay out there.
Soccer interest meeting will be Thursday, September 14th.
Lunch today, we'll have spaghetti with Italian meat sauce, cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, margarita flatbread, cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, barbecue chicken, chicken and mozzarella salad with croutons, ham and cheese sub.
Today is September 11th. 22 years ago, our nation suffered a great tragedy as a terrorist crashed into the Twin Towers. Today is an annual day for many Americans to remember, reflect, honor, and mourn. To honor the spirit of sacrifice made that day and the sacrifices that continue to be made by community members, first responders, and members of the armed forces and their families, we unite a national day of service happening in communities and public lands across the country.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life.
Where were you on 9/11?
I was in college in Jonesboro, Arkansas State. I was getting ready for class, and Good Morning America was on in the background, and I saw the second plane hit the towers.
Where were you on 9/11?
I was in Miss Johnson's 9th grade physical science class.
Where were you on 9/11?
I was actually in my second year of college and at UAM. And how I found out, I didn't know before I actually got to class. I went to my accounting class with Dr. Wallace, and he was like, we're not gonna have class today because, you know, because planes had hit the Twin Towers, so they let us go. And I remember like just kind of walking around like, oh my gosh, like what's happening, and being super afraid. But I always tell this story. When it became very, very real to me was a couple months later. I had a whole bunch of college friends that were in the Marine Corps, and they started getting activated to go over to Iraq, like I feel like in March. So like 5 to 6 months after, and like that made it very real because that's when it started to impact my life. So probably most of you guys were not even born. So it was a pretty crazy day.
Who am I here with?
Janice Black.
Where were you September 11th, 2001?
I was sitting in this very classroom, room 152. My teacher was Miss McDeal, and I was sitting right back there at those computers. There used to be a TV monitor in the corner over there, and it came on the news that it happened. So I was right here at Hamburg High School.
I was 39 years old. When the first tower was hit, had just dropped my little girl off at daycare, and they were all talking about the first plane flying in. By the time I got to my office, which was in a bank building, they were scrambling around trying to get a television set. And then one of the ladies got us one, and I actually watched the second plane fly into the tower. For the next several hours, everything came to a stop in the world.
So I was teaching kindergarten at the time in Crossett at North Crossett Primary, and my students were off, I don't remember exactly where, but they were at activity. It was either PE, music, art, not sure where, and I was sitting at my computer desk working when the news came through. I'll never forget it.
On 9/11, I was on maternity leave with my daughter, Elena,
and I was at home and got a call to turn the TV on, and I turned the TV on just in time to see the second plane hit the tower.
I was in kindergarten at St. Joseph Catholic School, and I remember we stopped class kinda and just kinda gathered around, and then I remember the nuns outside saying their Hail Marys and praying.
I was in 4th grade at the old Auburn, so we're pre-K is currently, and I was in Miss Meeks's reading class whenever all the teachers knocked on the door and started filling the classes one by one, and then we turned on the TVs and started watching it.
Okay, on 9/11, I was 18 and I was a freshman at Louisiana Tech University. I remember the news kind of coming out, like just between friends and everything, that something had happened in New York. And so by the time I got to a TV, we were able to see the second tower fall and everything. The main thing for me is that it was the first time that I really experienced people's patriotism. Everyone was a little scared, a little frantic, but at the same time, you really saw people's loyalty to the United States.
I'm Miss Pearson, and on 9/11, I was driving to work when I heard about the first planes, and we just thought something strange was happening. But I remember sitting in the office, and they put everything up on the big screens, and then I had to get a wisdom tooth or a crown or something fixed. So I remember being at the dentist and watching the rest of everything happen that day.
I'm Miss Young. I was 11 years old, and I was in Miss McQuarrie's 6th grade class, and I remember her taking us to the cafeteria to watch the news on like a little wooden TV with antennas. I didn't know, but that's it.